Hi, I'm Bill Beck from Whirlpool Corporation, and I'm the Vice President of Brand Marketing.
Well, Bill, congrats on the Effie
Thank
for
you.
Care Counts.
Thank you. We are very excited to be here.
Well, tell us a little bit about the campaign.
Yeah, it's a great campaign. Actually, what I want to do is back up and talk about kind of the origination of what we're doing with Whirlpool, and then that'll kind of explain what's happening with Care Counts. About 3 years ago, we introduced a new campaign for Whirlpool called Everyday Care. In fact, last year we won the gold for the Renaissance, turning a brand around at an Effie a year ago. So it's great to be back here with the same campaign, but an extension of that. But to kind of set the stage, 3 years ago we realized that we needed to break through in the appliance category. If you looked at it, appliance advertising was very much the same. It was feature-driven, price-driven. If you put an ad in front of a consumer, you asked them what it was, they'd say, I don't know. Maybe it was for a Whirlpool, maybe it was for a competitor, so you were basically advertising the category. There wasn't any true meaning behind why I should buy a Whirlpool. And so we went out and really understood, okay, how do our appliances play a role every day with our consumers? And as I joke around with a lot of people, if I took our appliances away from you, you'd be pretty mad. You know, we wash your clothes, we keep your food cold, we help you cook dinner, we clean your dishes, but the appliances don't get a ton of credit for that, and the role Whirlpool plays in that. And so taking that challenge of how do we break out from this, what we'll call the sea of sameness, and really get into some emotion behind the Whirlpool brand, we understood that role that we play in households. So we went and looked at the kind of care that you give every day, whether that's for yourself or your family, whoever that may be, and the role that the appliances play into that. And really dug down and studied chores and studied care and looked at it and said, you know what? Every day you're helping take care of your family. And so the ability for our appliances to really participate and help you do that was kind of the genesis of where we started getting the ideas going. We also wanted to make sure everyone understood that we know what real life's like. So lots of times you see advertising and it's very glamorous, you know, great life. If you look at our commercials or anything that we have online as well, it's very much about real life family and real life situations. So that combination of we've been studying you, we understand what your life's like, we've got these fantastic appliances that can help you get through the day, had us come up with the idea of everyday care. But one of the things we understood is, okay, that can be an ad campaign. If we were going to double down and really stand for care, it has to be much more than a TV campaign or what you put on your website. And so we challenged our teams to really look into the importance of care. And so little facts like talking at the dinner table with your children helps improve your GPA and vocabulary, little fantastic things that care and chores don't give credit for, or kids that are doing the laundry every week and what that helps build up. So we started going down this road of understanding that role. And as we went down into that journey, we came across a really interesting fact that a reason why kids don't go to school is because they don't have clean clothes. Which was pretty amazing. Like, wow, that is one of the top reasons for truancy in America, is the fact that they don't have clean clothes. And when you kind of think about that and you dig into it, you realize that there's a lot of schools out there where there's an opportunity to help. And that actually is, you know, the administrators are feeding that back to us. So a year and a half ago, we put a washing machine in St. Louis in their school districts and in a couple of them just to test out the theory. And lo and behold, as we've done that, we have seen not just the school attendance rates go up, but the environment, the whole academic process and everything that's happening in those schools come to life in ways that we never thought possible with an appliance. From that, the Care Counts program has started. And what we've done since we did that test is we've put the appliances in 30 different school districts, and we've been continuing to evolve and grow that program and really help underprivileged students and underprivileged families bring their clothes to school, wash it, and just have a huge, huge impact on their attendance rate, on their academics, and overall just vibrancy of the school. And it's just been an amazing program. We're doing it because it's the right thing to do. You can see how it started from our campaign challenge of what we had a couple years ago, but I'm a huge believer if we're going to be a purpose-driven brand, you've got to not just talk about it, you've got to act that way too.
And you've got a team behind you as well at Whirlpool, as well as agency partners. How did all of them play a role in making this come to life?
Absolutely. It's a great question. We're very lucky to have great agency partners. We work with Digitas as our agency of record. We also use Ketchum from our PR and social aspect. And we also have a partnership with Teach for America, which we just announced a couple weeks ago. The campaign and what we've developed has really been in partnership between, I'd say, Digitas, Ketchum, and Whirlpool. All of us getting aligned, and the great part is that work we did 3 years ago kind of set the North Star and the vision for the brand. So it was very easy to get aligned behind what was the right purpose and the right activities we wanted to go after. What we've learned through this whole process is it's not as easy as just dropping a machine inside a school. You know, you think about your home, you've got a dryer vent, you've got water lines for your washer and dryer. Well, you need to make sure you put that into the schools as well and think through that process. And so from an infrastructure standpoint, getting it into the school, helping the educators learn how to use the appliances, and then getting the data back. And doing that in a very thoughtful way. Obviously, we're dealing with children, and we want to make sure that we're managing all that in the way that we need to, but getting that data so that we could prove to the world this great fact, which also then gives us the case to go back and say, we have an opportunity to make this even bigger. And that's where our partnership with Teach for America has come into play. We needed help in terms of going out to the schools. I'd love it if we could be in every school. I'm not sure if that'll happen right away, but we'll be able to go from 30 schools to continuing to increase to those different school districts with the help of Teach for America from an infrastructure standpoint.
And so winning an Effie is about marketing effectiveness. How do you define marketing effectiveness?
It's a great question. The first thing I always tell everyone, you got to feel it in your gut. It's one of those things, when you see great work or great ideas, there's just something inside you that, yes, that nails it. You might not be the target audience, but you know what? That nails it. That probably isn't enough to tell my leader or my boss and let him know, okay, I felt it in my gut, it's the right thing to do. And so what we do at Whirlpool before we launch campaigns, and more for the Everyday Care campaign, from an effectiveness standpoint, we went in and we looked and we worked with a company called ZMet to really understand kind of the reactions that consumers were getting as we talked about the role appliances play in their lives and the credit that Whirlpool could get, to make sure it was believable and they understood it. And that's how we tested the idea. We've then gone into your traditional brand link testing, which, as you know, everyone loves when you do that. But we wanted to make sure we were getting credit for the work. And then we continually use ad tracking and brand health each month or quarter to track all of that, to make sure that we're getting the work so that you're qualifying what your gut is feeling. For the Care Counts program, as I said, this was something because it's the right thing to do. And so the metrics were a little bit different. It wasn't about the video that you've seen or the way we've been able to talk about it. That was a nice thing that we've been able to do. It was really about, are we making an impact on the lives of those children and the folks that are participating in the program? And so we worked on with a professor at Brown University so we were kind of staying away from it to help us study those facts and understand and look at the data. And the data said, and as we've kind of proven out, it was very effective. And so from that perspective, that marketing effectiveness showed, okay, there was a great idea, the data was correct, let's expand it. From a campaign perspective in the Everyday Care, it's very much more of your traditional analytics, testing that we do.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely, thank you for having me. Thanks.